The 144,000 chosen. Who will they be? In the book of Revelation, chapter 7, we find one of the most mysterious and discussed visions of the Bible, the vision of the 144,000 chosen of Israel. John, exiled on the island of Patmos, receives from God a revelation about the last days of history, and he sees an angel rising from the east, carrying the seal of the living God, commanding that the earth and the sea should not be harmed until the servants of the Lord were sealed on their foreheads. Then John hears the number of those sealed, 144,000 from the 12 tribes of Israel, 12,000 from each tribe. But who are these sealed ones? Some scholars understand this to be a literal number. Faithful Jews who in the last days will remain steadfast and be preserved for God's work. According to this interpretation, the 144,000 would be a specific group from the people of Israel, reserved for a special role in the final chapter of human history. Others, however, see this number as symbolic. In the Bible, the number 12 represents divine government and completeness. 12 tribes of Israel, 12 apostles of the Lamb. Multiplying 12 by 12 and then by 1,000 symbolizes totality, absolute completeness. Thus the 144,000 would represent the fullness of God as people, the true spiritual Israel, made up of all who remain faithful to the Lord, coming from every nation, race, and language. But there is one point on which all interpreters agree. To be sealed means to be identified and protected by God. The seal on the forehead is not a visible mark, but a symbol of loyalty. In biblical language, the forehead represents the mind, the conscience, our choices. To have the seal of God means to live according to His will, to keep His commandments, and to remain faithful even in the face of persecution and tribulation. While the world is divided between those who follow the oppressive system of evil and receive the mark of the beast, those who bow before false ideologies, on the other side stand the 144,000, those who did not bow, who remained pure and consecrated, faithful to the Lamb, faithful to the cross of Christ. And the central message of this prophecy is clear. God knows each one of His own. He does not forget His people. Before the final judgments fall upon the earth, He marks and seals those who belong to Him, guaranteeing that they will be safe in His presence. The 144,000 remind us that the Lord will always have a faithful people, even in the darkest moments of history. They represent victory, perseverance, and faithfulness. And the great question this text leaves us is this: on which side will we stand at the final judgment? Will we be among the faithful to the Lord? Or will we allow ourselves to be carried away by every wind of doctrine? The invitation is for us to seek holiness today, to remain faithful to the Word of God, and to surrender our lives completely to Christ. The message has been given, for the seal of the living God is not just a prophetic mark, it is the assurance that we belong to the Lord, and that at the end of all things, we will stand before the throne, clothed in white robes with palms in our hands, praising the Lamb who overcame. I believe you enjoyed this biblical message. If so, give us your like and subscribe to the channel so that we can continue producing more videos. Biblical Showcase will always be with you.